Welcome to show number 268 with my guest, Bishal Sarkar.
I show them how they can turn their fear of speaking into power of speaking so they can be super confident speaker, super connective speakers, and super charismatic speakers.
This is Conscious Millionaire, the podcast for you, the conscious entrepreneur who wants to turn your six-figure business into seven figures so you positively impact more people and achieve financial freedom. Join us Monday through Friday with your host, business coach, marketing expert, and best-selling author, J.V. Crum III.
Hello, this is your coach, J.V. Crum III, and welcome to the show from wherever you're listening around the globe. And a special shout out to our listeners and friends in Bangalore, India, and Miami, Florida. Now, are you a conscious entrepreneur who wants to increase your profits, produce faster results, and make a bigger difference? Then the next 30 minutes is going to provide you with actionable coaching that can change your business and life. And if this is your first time listening, welcome to the show. And if you're a loyal listener, thank you for being a member of our listening community. Be sure to check out my new health reality show with expert interviews on how busy entrepreneurs can optimize your health and fitness so you can optimize your wealth and profits. Just go to consciousmillionairehealth.com to learn more or download it at iTunes or Stitcher. Now, I have an exciting show lined up for you today because our featured guest is an expert in public speaking, and we'll be discussing how you can use public speaking to get more customers. He is known as Mr. Practical because he brings practical tips, strategies, and techniques to boost your confidence, deliver persuasive world-class presentations, and rock the stage. As India's celebrity expert in public speaking, he is an author and creator of India's #1 practical public speaking course, Rock the Stage, Ultimate Formula. My guest today is Bishal Sarkar. Bishal, welcome to the show.
J.V. Crum III. I'm delighted to be on Conscious Millionaire podcast.
Well, you know, we're not just going across the pond, as sometimes I do with our friends in the United Kingdom. We're kind of going across the globe right now. And isn't it amazing that in real time we can be having this conversation? And what, you know, I just want to tell you're listening today, I want you to know what an incredible guy Bishal is, because he said, look, anytime you want to come to India, if my home's not big enough, I'll just rent a place for you. I'm a celebrity. I can get you into any hotel and just come on and enjoy India. And I thought, wow, so generous. That is so nice of you, Bishal. And to do it in such a public way when there are millions of people listening to you, right? That's amazing. You know, this is one of the perks of being a podcast host is I'm just surprised at how many nice people like you I meet that just invite me to come to a completely new continent and have a good time.
All right, man. Thanks for the show. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
So, Bishal,
JV, you're an awesome guy. I've been listening to your podcast for quite some time now, and to be, I don't know, am I the first person from India to be on your show so far?
You're not the first person who's Indian, but I think you are the first person that I've interviewed who was in India who was Indian. I think I've interviewed some people who were traveling and might have been in India, but that's different.
Okay,
and you're the celebrity expert. So, you know, all kidding aside, that was your formal introduction. How would you describe yourself in your own words?
Wow, yeah, thank you so much for the formal one. And here's the informal. What most people know about me, JV, is that I'm a professional speaker. I coach a lot of people on how to rock the stage. But what most people don't know about me is that I am actually an introverted person. I am. In fact, I grew up in a very small city called Shiliguri, which is in India. And growing up, I didn't study in a very nice school. I went to a Bengali medium government school when my parents paid $5.50 per year for me being in the school. So yeah, absolutely. I didn't have swimming pool in my school, but we had a lot of mud during the rainy season. We did not.
So you could do mud wrestling. Got to think of the bright side here, right?
Yeah, The bright side, yeah. When I was in the school, I couldn't see the bright side though. But yeah, I mean, at that time, I couldn't see horses and all those things, but I saw a lot of cows and goats coming inside the ground. And we didn't have a lot of ACs and all these things, or projectors and everything that I saw later on in college, but we had a lot of fans that didn't work sometimes. So that was the background that I came from. And growing up, I had a lot of challenges, JB, that I know that many of your clients also have, which is a lot of limitations in terms of thinking, mindset, and skill set, because I did not have mentors like you. I did not have podcasts to listen to. I did not have YouTube videos that I could watch at that time to grow myself. So coming from there, wherever I am right now in my life, enjoying a lifestyle that I truly wanted, because I often tell people that, many people have a life, but no style. And many people have a lot of style, but no life. But when we can combine the both things together, I get to enjoy the lifestyle that I am. And looking back where I came from, I'm really a grateful person to be alive. Finally, to be on Conscious Millionaire podcast.
Well, we are very happy that you are here with us today. And tell us, what is that specific difference you make for your clients?
Yeah, one of the things I see, JV, is that a lot of the people that I work with, entrepreneurs and IT professionals and project managers and a lot of business professionals who are successful already, is that they have a lot of knowledge. JV, knowledge is not their problem. They have the knowledge, but when they have to get in front of people and deliver a world-class presentation, and I'm not talking about just talking from the stage, I'm talking about truly connecting with the audience. That's where they have a problem. So they lack the confidence. They have the stage fear. They don't know how to connect with the audience, and they don't know how to leave a lasting impression with the audience. So when I work with a lot of people who have, let's say, 8 to 20 years of experience in business, or as a vice president of a company, or a lot of people in senior level of engineering, I work with them and I show them how they can turn their fear of speaking into power of speaking, so they can be super confident speaker, super connective speakers, and super charismatic speakers, ready to rock the stage every single time they are on the stage. That's what I do for my clients.
So when you're working with clients and you're working with speaking in particular, where do you start your process? Because you really have to deconstruct and help someone learn how to be in front of people.
I agree with you 100%. I often tell people that skill set without the mindset will make you upset. And what I mean by that is that I can teach you 1,000 techniques on where to stand on the stage or do this and that, but it all starts with the mindset. And what I mean by mindset is you have to understand the fact that your audience, or whoever you are, whoever is in front of you, is not your enemy. JV, one of the mistakes I see in a lot of entrepreneurs and IT professionals and whoever I coach, the VPs, they think from the point of view that oh my God, today I have a presentation, so I have to impress them because they are against me. No, they are not against you. So it all starts with the mind knowing that your audience is cheering for you. For example, JV, let's say we go for a seminar together, you and I, as the audience members. Imagine we having this conversation before the audience, before the seminar leader comes. Do you think we'll ever talk things like, I wish the seminar leader is boring today?
Yes.
We never think that way.
Well, I think you're right, because people show up because they want you to be successful. They have a great expectation that they're going to get something of value.
Exactly. And when you understand that fact that you just told me, now the speaker has an expectation that, oh, the audience wants me to win. So now I'm here not to impress them. I'm here to impact them. And when you have that mindset, after that, the skill set learning becomes very, very easy, very, very easy. So that's the foundation of every learning, because mindset is important, because skill set without mindset will make you upset.
So here's what I also heard, Vishal, is that when you're attempting to impress, you step out of your authenticity and you let go of who you really are, and you kind of end up being fake. You're almost like you're trying to be an actor. And that's not what works in connecting with an audience. But when you're real, you can connect with an audience. And actually being real is the most natural thing any of us can do.
It took me about 10 years to be myself on stage.
Because I understand, because I've been to a lot of conferences and a lot of speaking, and I know that I think one of the things that makes this podcast work is that I'm just real. This is who I am.
Wow. Yeah.
And I have guests on who are real, and we have real conversations. And that's what's most entertaining to people, not people trying to be someone they're not.
Exactly. Oh, one of the things I tell people is that today's audiences are smart. I mean, that's the reality. So they don't want a quote unquote speaker to teach them a subject. We want an expert to discuss a conversation. We want conversations today. And that's the reason you have shown me so many downloads and so many things. Apart from being the guest today, to be very honest, JV, I'm a listener to your show. I was listening to yesterday a show that you recently did with Anthony on how to do masterminds. I love that show. And here's why. Because you are real, like you said, and the guests are real. So when there is a real conversation, people listen up. And when the speaker is not real, the audience can smell it in just 2 seconds. And we don't want that. To be original, got to work on the mindset and know that audience is on my side and I'm not here to impress them. I'm here to deliver a message. I'm a messenger and I'm here to just deliver the message. When you have that mindset, the confidence is automatic.
Well, one of the things that I've also found, Bishal, is that when you have that kind of mindset that you're there to be of service, somehow the words also come to you in a more authentic way, a real way.
Absolutely.
Because no one's going to get on stage and have every word memorized. That's not going to be very successful, right? You got to know what you're going to do. But part of it is the reason it flows is that you get in touch with this kind of a flow energy and become part of it. And then the words come to you. They kind of flow, they flow through you.
Recently, I got an email, funny, very, very related to what you're saying right now, saying that, hey, how do I memorize my presentation? And I was like, you don't. Because here's why. You don't memorize it, you internalize it. You know what you want to say, and then you practice, and then the final thing you do, JV, is that you let go. You don't want to cram everything up, because then what's the difference between you, a presenter, and a news anchor who's memorizing everything? There is no difference. You are not there to impress them. Neither you are there to mug up everything, because people don't want information blast. People want real connection. And when you have that, like you said, when you are real, people can sense that. And that's when the words will flow automatically. And absolutely, yes, you need a lot of techniques as well in terms of body language and vocal variety to engage the audience. But the foundation is absolutely being real, and then knowing that everything will go automatically, because you don't memorize your speech, you internalize your points to make a deeper connection.
Let's talk about the structure, because there needs to be a structure to what you're doing. How do you structure speeches? Say, if someone's going to speak for a half hour on a topic, how are they going to structure that speech?
Oh, absolutely. That's a 5-step process. Here's the first thing. I often tell people your audience is going to realize whether they want to listen to you or not in the first 15 seconds. So if you come to the stage and start your presentation the same way like everybody else, hi, good morning. My name is Bishal Sarkar, and today my topic is dynamic leadership. They know immediately it's the same boring leadership speech. So what can you do? Maybe you can start with a question, maybe a quotation, or a humor like you started off with. Anything that people start off, it's called a pattern interrupt. This is one of the things I learned from one of the internet marketing guys called Frank Kern. You got to interrupt their pattern of thinking immediately in the first 15 seconds, so they know that, yes, this guy knows something. So, for example, if I'm giving a speech on, let's say, how to be a millionaire. So instead of going and saying, hi, my name is Vishal, and today I want to talk about how to be a millionaire, I'm going to come and say, when was the last time that you lost $1 million? Hey, my name is Vishal Sarkar, and today I want to blah, blah. See, the first few seconds, the pattern interrupt, that gets their attention. So that's the first thing. Second thing I have to do, I have to tell them the benefits of what I'm going to tell them about. So not only how to be a millionaire, but what is the result of it? So there are 4 verbs that I take them through: be, do, gain, and enjoy. So you have to tell people the results of it. So that's the beginning of the structure of how to structure a world-class presentation, JB.
And so, I'm really curious. When you're doing a presentation, because I know how I approach it, do you have that beginning part and the end basically memorized so that you get them right, and then everything in between is a structure, or how do you approach them?
That my approach, absolutely yes. I always not memorize, but I always know my first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds down cold.
Yeah, that's what I do as well, because you've got to hit it exactly right, and you've got to
That's like the engine.
Close it
That's
exactly right.
That's the engine of the train. That never changes. The bog is in between. It can change, but the engine has to be right. So that's the first impression. People say first impression is last impression. I agree. And in the speech and presentation, you have to know exactly what you're going to say in the first 30 seconds. So every single time, whether I'm on a radio show or a TV show, or I'm speaking for different corporate companies I speak with, I know my opening down cold, no matter what, no exception.
So in India, have you been traveling outside of India with your speaker training, or is it all done in India?
All done in India so far. I've got some, pretty good amount of requests so far, but I've not traveled so far. I'll be honest with you, I don't like traveling much as a speaker. This is one of the opposite things I have.
No. Well, you know what? It's kind of interesting. I love to travel personally, but I had a trainer, and I was actually out in Phoenix, and I was on my first podcast. And so I was there for 3 days, and I had calls from people because I said I would do a coaching call with people, right? And I think in 3 days I got over $20,000 worth of business and coaching clients.
Wow.
And I said to myself, forget this, get on the plane and travel stuff. I'm going to just be a guest on podcasts. And for about a year, I was only a guest. And I really learned a lot by being a guest. And then I said, well, you know what? I think I want to try the other side of the microphone. I really feel compelled to start a podcast. And now what's so wonderful about this is that other than speaking, say, at a conference or speaking locally, I decided I wasn't going to build speaking as a business. I would rather do webinars and teleclasses, and podcasting becomes a way that you're actually doing speaking. In fact, you're doing a lot of speaking. That's what happens on a podcast. But I'm in 153 countries sitting in front of a microphone, and I don't have to get on a plane, so that every day, literally all these tens of thousands of people are listening to us, and we're, not even been out a year, and we already have over 1.6 million downloads. So I'm having a big positive impact in the world, because what I'm doing is I'm using leverage, but the leverage doesn't require me to travel. So I understand exactly what you're saying. So I'm curious, in India, what is the audience, how strong of an audience is there that's really wanting to learn speaking as a profession, or to use it somehow for their business?
Yeah, we have a lot of people. I mean, I work with two kinds of people. One is actually three kinds of people. One is a person who's actually wants to be a professional speaker. So he wants to spread his message and make money as a speaker. The second kind of people I work with are business professionals who want to grow their own existing brick and mortar or jewelry business using speaking as a tool. And the third person is somebody who has a job, who doesn't run a business, who's an IT professional or project manager or VP of a company, who wants to give and deliver better presentations for his job purpose. So right now, for last 8 to 10 years, what I'm seeing is public speaking is a burning desire. And more than a burning desire, is a burning solution for people's problems, because people do have problems here. See, we all have some kind of fear of failure, fear of rejection, it's the same fear in front of audience, that what if I go and they laugh at me? What if I deliver, or what if I humor bombs? And that's the same fear that we have to take people out of. So there is a burning desire right now. People really, really love. And more than anything else, JB, I'll tell you this. I actually have created the program, but I created the program which I did not have when I was looking out. Because if I take you to 10 or 12 years ago, I myself was looking for a practical public speaking course in India. And to be very honest, though I've been to a lot of training programs, some of them were helpful, I did not find the right practical formula anywhere. We had a lot of people who were quote unquote certified coaches who were teaching how to give a better presentation, who himself learned about 1 week ago. But it was all theoretical. So right now, what people want, what I'm seeing is people want everything to be learning in a practical way. So they want to learn from somebody
who's the concrete steps that they can turn into skills.
And more than the training, I think people want the right trainer. Because when there is the right storyteller, they believe the storytelling. In the same way, when they trust the expert, they trust the expertise. So because after delivering over 2,200 presentations in last few years, when people watch my YouTube videos, because that's one of my ways to deliver a lot of content and educate my audience. I have 1,020 videos right now on my YouTube channel sitting. And I started my YouTube channel exactly less than 2 years ago. So because I'm passionate about helping people by showcasing them, people connect with my style because my energy or my voice, and they understand the fact that I did not come with a lot of confidence. I came from a Bengali medium school or a government school. I did not have great presentation skills. People connect with me. So that's when, they want to learn in a practical way. And that's when people started calling me Mr. Practical. And that's how this whole thing came about. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about what's happening in India.
Well, and what's really great is that you're at the front end of a trend, and in fact, you're helping to create that trend. And when you think about your own business, listening to this, think about where are you? Are you trying to be an also run, or are you finding a trend where you can be towards the front? Because you really want to be towards the front of a trend. You don't want to just be doing what everybody else is doing. And so I think it's really brilliant what you're doing. Up next, we have the conscious questions. I have a very special announcement for you today. It's the new Conscious Millionaire Facebook group designed just for you, podcast listeners and community members. It's a place for you to connect and collaborate with other conscious entrepreneurs. You'll be able to ask your questions, share your resources, and once a week, you'll be able to post your Facebook, your website, your LinkedIn, your podcast, the different ways other members can learn about you. This is a high interactive, high value group designed, and it's by invitation only. And this is your personal invitation from me, JV Crum III. Let's meet up at the Conscious Millionaire Facebook group. Here's how. Just go to consciousmillionairepodcast.com. Go there now. There's a special image. Click on it, and that'll tell you how to sign up. It's absolutely free. It's a great place for us to all connect and get value today. Welcome back. I'm here with our guest, Bishal Sarkar, who is an expert in public speaking. But before we begin our questions, I want to congratulate you for showing up today and choosing to listen to this episode, because each time you listen to the Conscious Millionaire podcast, you're taking a step forward on your path to achieving your financial freedom and positively impacting more people. And because we want to make a big impact in the world as well, please tell one entrepreneur today about the Conscious Millionaire podcast. I'll appreciate it, and I think they will as well. Now it's time for the conscious questions. And Bishal, it would be great if the moment we all decided to be an entrepreneur, we simply got on a spaceship, went straight to the moon. We were never off course, always had the right client, always made the right product, and every goal that we went for, we always hit our result and even exceeded it. But the reality is, we frequently don't hit the results that we wanted. Things frequently turn out different than we expected. And then oftentimes that gives us an opportunity to learn and become even more successful. So could you tell us one big failure, what you learned from it, and how it's actually helped you to become more successful?
To be honest, I had a lot of different failures, starting from the first day of my business. If I tell you, instead of telling you about just a biggest failure, let me tell you the biggest struggling moment of my life. I remember the time when I was struggling. Let me tell you the day I decided to be consciously wealthy in my life. And here is what happened. At that time, I was broke. I was struggling in my business, not because I did not have the right intention, but because I did not have the right skills to market myself. I did not have the right ways to create everything. And I remember a day that I was going from the small little apartment that I was staying in back then to a place where I called one of my friends and I said, "Hey, buddy, I need some money from you. Can you lend me about," at that time it was, I think, $35, $36 that I asked for. And I said, "Can you lend me the money? I'm going to return it to you about next week." And he said, "Yeah, sure, I can do that for you." He said, I said, when can I come? He said, "Just come to this Forum Mall, which is a big shopping mall in Bangalore. Come near the Forum Mall at about 5:30 p.m. I'm gonna come in my bike, give you the money, and go back. I said, sure. So JB, I was there not at 5:30, but I was there at 4:30 p.m. And because I was waiting for that money, I mean, $35 could save my butt for almost a week at that time. And I was waiting. 4:30, friend doesn't come. 5 p.m., friend doesn't come. 5:30, friend doesn't come. 6, 7, 8, 8:30. I keep calling this guy. He's not picking up. At 9 p.m., he calls me back and he says, hey, I'm really sorry. I got busy. Can you come tomorrow? I said, sure. But couldn't you come today, man? He's like, no, man, I'm really busy. I said, okay, sure. I hung up the phone. And JB, that was the moment I made a decision to be wealthy in my life. Because I knew that I did not know how I'm going to get the next dinner. I knew I did not know how to get my first client. I knew that I did not know what was going to happen, but I knew that I had to do something. So I called one of my mentors and I told him this is exactly what happened. And I started, blaming my past a little bit. I think sometimes we do that. And I was telling him, actually because I did not come from the right business background, that's why I can't earn people's business, or, because my family have never done business. So that's the reason I don't know how to do marketing. And he stopped me and he said one line to me that absolutely changed everything for me. JV, he told me that, Bishal, stop blaming your past. Start claiming your future. Stop blaming your past. Start claiming your future. And what he taught me that day is that any business problem is a personal problem in disguise. And I started working on myself and I started developing myself, my marketing skills, my social media skills, my selling skills, my leadership skills, the way I presented myself, the way I spoke to people. And then I started walking like I mattered, talking like I mattered, smelling like I mattered. And everything changed from that moment. So now when I look back, I think that was one of the pivotal points of my life, that me waiting in front of that mall for that $35 for 5 hours, because that was the moment I realized that without money, cash is the oxygen of any business. And I'm thankful that I never have to wait in front of mall for $35 again, at least for 5 hours.
And the other piece I heard was that you realized you didn't want to be dependent on somebody else and you were going to take control yourself.
That's what conscious entrepreneurs do, and that's the same thing. I didn't want to be dependent on one person, but JV, I never want to be dependent on one technique in business as well, because I see so many people, when I ask them that, how do you grow your business? And they just tell me, oh, Facebook. What if Facebook doesn't work from next week? You need to have multiple ways to, strategize your business and get leads or close clients. So absolutely, I agree with you completely. I don't be dependent on one person. Take charge of your own life, and that's how you turn yourself from conscious entrepreneurs to conscious millionaire entrepreneurs.
So if you're mentoring an entrepreneur, what are 3 golden nuggets that you could tell them that would help any entrepreneur become more successful?
The first one I tell them is that when you serve, you deserve. So I don't care what business you run, whether it's a jewelry business or a brick and mortar business or a life coaching business or anything. Find out ways to serve people. Maybe you can use YouTube as a tool. That's the reason I have over 1,000 videos right now. And I'm going for 2,500 videos at the end of this year. That's one of my goals right now. Find a way to serve people. Maybe you can educate. Maybe you can give a little tip. Or maybe you can do blogging, or maybe you can write special reports, or maybe you can do a podcast to help more people. So the more you serve, the more you deserve. So find out ways to serve more people to your target customers so they can see you as a go-to expert. So that's my first tip, serve more people. The second one would be work on your confidence plan as much as you work on your marketing plan. So often, JB, I see that a lot of people, they have brilliant marketing, they have brilliant, sales techniques, they have the brilliant operations, but they don't have as much as confidence. So on a website, what you see, but when you finally call them, you feel, am I speaking to the same exact person that I saw the website about? No. Here is why. Because people need to be confident about you. So when you have the right confidence, people feel confident about you, and that's when they want to do business with you. So if I was mentoring any new entrepreneur, number 1, got to serve more people. Number 2, work on your confidence. And number 3 is something that I would tell them that many of your clients do, which is find a mentor like JB. Find a mentor who can help you. Don't waste your time trying to reinvent the whole wheel. Learn from a mentor who is already successful doing what you want to do so that you can get the result in the fastest, most effective, and the right way. These are the three ways. So number one, serve more, work on your confidence, and find a mentor who can help you.
So, Bishal, all of us who are building businesses, every entrepreneur must have a continual flow of the right leads. And what do I mean by the right leads? Well, there are really two parts of this. We're providing a solution. The right lead must be right now looking for that solution. That's the person who's going to buy. However, I think we're all on earth to serve a particular type of person, and it really shows up very easily. It's not something you have to work too hard to figure out because it's the people you naturally work with the best. It's the ones you're passionate with. It's the one that you really go, yes, this is somebody I want to help them in a way that'll make a difference. And you're excited. You've never had the wrong client when you're excited to work with them and they're excited to work with you. And so how do you get a stream of the right leads coming into your business?
One word, YouTube. That's it, YouTube. Here's why. I have so many videos right now that if you go to youtube.com and type like public speaking training in Bangalore or presentation skills coach in India even, my videos come up. And the reason is why, because today's business owners have to understand that Google is one of the best friends of all people. Whenever we don't know something, we go to google.com first to verify the information. So get yourself out there. And I mean, even if you don't do podcast, I mean, you must have small little videos. That's what I do. So I have a lot of, and my videos, by the way, JV, are not just promotional videos. My videos are educational based. So when I say educational based, they are not 30-minute long. They are 2-minute, 3-minute small little nuggets that I drop in every single day on 5-6 times a day to educate people. Because when I educate more, what happens is that they see me as the expert because they now know that I'm coming from a genuine help point of view, not just, hey, come join my program point of view. No, I want to help them. And when they see that, okay, I applied, I watched 5 videos of Vishal and really they helped me, I guess, and I wonder what his paid training will be. Let me call and see if I can get selected for his program, Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula. So when I educate more of my target customers for free through youtube.com, that helps me build more trust and that gets the right flow of leads and the right target of customer that I have in mind come to me ready to invest in my programs.
What's a business or personal growth book you would recommend?
So many. If I have to pick one, it will be the Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, the publisher of Success Magazine.
And what's a nugget that you could share from that?
Consistency. A lot of the entrepreneurs that we know, JB, we, including me, by the way, a lot of us face this problem of starting something and then not being consistent in it. So we start this new marketing or we start this new hiring process, then we forget it after 2 days. So when you are consistent, I mean, Darren shares a lot of techniques there, and he talks about this thing that a slow, consistent dog always wins over the inconsistent, fast dog. So we gotta be consciously successful entrepreneur. We have to be consistent, and that was one of the biggest learnings I had about 5 or 6 years ago when I read that book for the first time. Since then I've read this book 9 times. So yeah, gotta be consistent. In fact, this is one of the shows I recently recorded on YouTube called "Consistency Leads to Currency." Entrepreneurs need to be consistent.
So, Bishal, what does conscious mean to you?
When I think of the word conscious, JV, I think about control. And here's why. Without taking anybody's name, because I don't want to be disrespectful to any person in this whole world, I see so many great speakers who are wonderful on stage. But if you look at their life, they're hardly happy. They don't know the birthdays of their children. They don't know their anniversary date. They have terrible divorce 3 times in the last 5 years, but they are really successful online or they are really successful on the stage. That's not conscious. They are not conscious entrepreneurs. That's not conscious success. So when I talk about consciousness, when I listen to your show, one of the things I listen is that you have different people, whether it's from health, from fitness, from money, from marriage. To me, conscious means control over all the things. So a happy entrepreneur, a happy person is somebody who has great faith, great fitness, great family, great freedom, great finances in all areas. So control over everything is what conscious means to me.
And what's the legacy you want to leave, Bishal?
I don't want to be just relevant 2 years from now. I want to be relevant 400 years from now. So I don't know if YouTube, Facebook, or my books will be around at that time, but if they are all there 400 years from now, when people look back, I want them to say, yes, Vishal was one of those guys who actually started something in a practical way in public speaking that can absolutely help me right now to improve my public speaking. So that's one of the things I want to do. I don't think just 2 years ahead. I want to think 400 years ahead. And sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's too unrealistic. But hey, it's better to think big and fail than to think small and pass.
So you know what I love about that is no one has ever given an answer that was 400 years. And I really love this, Bishal. I don't usually comment on legacies, but to be thinking that what you're doing now isn't just relevant to create a movement today, but that it will be relevant to people 4 centuries in the future. So that's a great answer. And, to learn all about this show and look at the show notes, just go to consciousmillionairepodcast.com, put in Bishal, that's Bishal, Bishal. It will bring up Bishal Sarkar's show note page. Just click on it, and you can get all the ways you can get in touch with him, his website, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and he's got an incredible gift for you as well. And we're going to have the link to that gift right on the show notes. So if you're driving or you're at the gym, always know you can go to consciousmillionairepodcast.com and always access the show notes. Now it's gift giving time. Bishal, what is the gift that you have for our audience today?
JV, I'm irrationally passionate about what I do. And because I'm irrationally passionate, I want to give a few videos and audios that I've prepared for my, your viewers of this show. So everybody, if you go to publicspeakingmagic.com, that's publicspeakingmagic.com. If you go there and just tell me where you want me to send you the gifts, I'm going to send you some specific audios and videos that I have to help you overcome your stage fear, boost your confidence, expand your knowledge, master your public speaking so you can enjoy delivering world-class presentations and rock the stage. So just go to publicspeakingmagic.com and I'll be happy and delighted to send you all the gifts right away.
Bishal, I really appreciate you being our featured guest today. You've been an incredible guest, very great information that you've shared. And I want to thank you again for listening to the Conscious Millionaire podcast. You're the entire reason we do the show. Each time you listen, you're taking a step forward on your path to becoming a conscious millionaire. I look forward to connecting with you on the next show. Thanks again, Bishal.
Thank you, JB.